Hi everyone and welcome back. Tonight I will go with the Dwarf 3 and capture the Milky Way using the live stacking feature of the wide field lens. I decided to go in rural area, Bortal Sky 3, so I will be able to obtain better quality than I can get here in my backyard. Near the Bobulna monument, and I decided to go there first. And you can see here in the images it's a very high altitude. And let's begin. Let's capture the Milky Way using the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope. And here we have the Dwarf outside, and we capture the Milky Way. I'm out with the Dwarf here close to Bobulna monument, and we'll try capture the Milky Way in these windy conditions. I place it on a tripod. Let's turn the camera. Photo. We'll go astro mode and calibration, confirm, and you will start calibrating. M16. Find. Press OK. Let's go wide and select 15 seconds. We'll go with, because of the strong wind, and 60 gain. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Tonight I will go
take exposures
out with the Dwarf 3
with
and
this
test the wide lens stacking feature.
Maybe we'll have to go to 5
Way.
seconds here.
And I decided to go
Bortal 3
in a rural area,
but
Bortal Sky 3, to be able to obtain better quality and get also better results with the Dwarf.
First image, and now it will stack. So I went with this trip. I took my father along. He wanted also to see the Milky Way on the Dwarf 3. Zi, tată, ceva?
Bună seara!
Cum ți se pare Calea Lactee?
Grandios!
So we might have some trails because of the strong wind, and yeah, which would be nice to be able to zoom in. However, if I'll stack the images on the computer, I can remove the ones with trails and get good star shapes in the final stack. Yeah, another strong wind. I can hit it from the car. Yeah, very strong. We finished the plan, and because it got cloudy and the wind is too strong, I will go somewhere else and see if I'll be able to do more photography with the Dwarf 3 from there. So stay tuned and don't miss the next part of the video. We'll begin testing now the Dwarf 3 in equatorial mode on EQ mount, but that is turned off. That I've used it only for the equatorial wedge and the polar finder scope to have a proper polar alignment. I am still in beta testing phase. A new mode will soon be available, EQ mode for the Dwarf 3, that will help us get accurate polar alignment even if we use a tripod. I was able to do it without, but I just wanted to be sure that on this test the polar alignment is accurate. Here I've done the first test with an Nikon, and I will start imaging with the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope.
Second night I was lucky, and it was actually the third try, and I managed to get a place without clouds and started the test. Live stacking with the Dwarf 3 under dark sky Bortal 3. We are now in Bortal 3, near Bortal Sky 3 rural area.
with the Dwarf 3 and my DSLR Nikon D7-200. I place it here on the Sky Adventure 2i equatorial wedge just for polar alignment reason. And I'm just using it so I can properly test the equatorial mode. So turn on the Dwarf and now let's connect. We are now connected to the Dwarf 3 and we'll capture the Milky Way from a dark sky location, Bortas 3. We'll go select Astro mode. First we'll go here settings, tail and select about 1 second. Let's go focus. Let's do autofocus. Let's see calibration. We start calibration, confirm, and it will move. It's moving. It's doing first calibration, second, and third. We'll go now Atlas, and let's find the target. Find the target here so we can capture also the lower part. So I think maybe a good will be M16. Let's go M16 first, manual go to, just use the manual go to. So we don't have any errors, still in the beta testing. Most of the time the auto go to works perfect, but sometimes it was trying to autofocus. Okay, start go to. Let's hope no wind. Last time I had wind, cloud was terrible. Last time, this week that I went, was very hard. Okay, says it's tracking. Now let's go here, go white, gain, take a few exposures like this, gain 120, and try again. Okay, very good. It's very nice. Okay, I think this is okay. We'll stop, stack of 3, we'll go 60 seconds and begin. We have wind. This might affect also the stack. Seems fine. I cannot see if there were some trails. If they are small, so I'll just leave it a stack. Milky Way from Borta Sky 3, equatorial mode. And begin. We have wind. This might affect also the stack. Seems fine. I cannot see if there were some trails. If they are small, so I'll just leave it a stack. Milky Way from Borta Sky 3, equatorial mode.
Tata e fan la Dorna zile ușoare. Un lapte bun care îi face bine la burtică.
La Dorna zile ușoare. Lapte fără lactoză mai ușor de digerat.
Noua spumă de curățare Domestos elimină bacteriile și virusurile în locurile cel mai greu accesibile, de neoprit.
Hi guys, I'm back. So this was the intro, the story. I wanted to share with you also better how I've went to the dark sides, how I've tested the Dwarf, what settings I've used. Basically, the best settings that I found for the Milky Way, especially if there is no strong wind, is 60 seconds and gain 40. Why gain 40 and not 60 or 80? It's because if we go too much with the gain, we'll compromise and it will affect also the dynamic range of our images, meaning if we want to process the image after, we won't be able to get the same quality. So I think gain 40 is a very good gain to choose for 1 minute exposures, especially under dark sky, border 3 or border 2 and less. Okay, so yeah, now I'm imaging here basically the first. This is the first stack. It was close to horizon, and here when when I place my portrait, my camera, my live view, I did had a little forest that I don't know, maybe in a few minutes will start to be visible in the stack because it was equatorial mode. And because of that I did had some artifacts in the corner. The good news, Dwarf 3 was able to stack also with that forest there, and it didn't affect the stack. I also had some wind the night also, but not as strong as before. If you have strong wind, then I don't think you can go with 60 seconds, you have to go lower, 15 or 30 seconds. So you need to adapt your imaging if it's a Dwarf 3 or any other equipment, telescope or camera, to the conditions. So if strong wind, you need to lower the settings. Now I recorded I recorded these stacks all night, so I'll be able to show you how the image will be better and better using the Dwarf 3 Smart Telescope wide field lens. So I will also answer questions about the Dwarf 3. Let me know here in the chat room. Now I recorded these stacks all night, so I'll be able to show you how the image will be better and better using the Dwarf 3 wide field lens. So I will also answer questions about the Dwarf 3. Let me know here in the chat room. And we'll also play some music. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm sorry it took so long. I wanted to share also the first video recordings when I went with the Dwarf, the settings I've used, because it's easier. Would have been close to impossible to make the live stream there because it was low signal, rural area. There were settings to do. I might got disconnected, and this is, I would say, the main reason not to make live streams like this in remote places. And it would have been much more difficult. So I decided to give you the best experience, to just record all the live stacks and what I've done, what the settings I've used with the Dwarf, and show you here the results. Also, I've processed one of the images, the first stack, and also the last one, and I don't want to show you also the results, at least on the first image at the end. So if you can watch the live stream until the end, will be 4 stacks. I took more just in case I want to make a mosaic. So I might make a mosaic later and stack more of these live stacks. I went for the first one 1 hour and after something happened and I had to go with 2 of the plans shorter integration, and I'll share with you in a moment what happened. But let me play some music also in meanwhile. I went for the first one 1 hour after something happened and I had to go with 2 of the plans shorter integration, and I'll share with you in a moment what happened. Okay, just a second, and we'll reply also to that question. Please let me know if the music is too loud or too low. I'm trying to get a nice compromise with the sound, the background sound. So, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce exactly your whole name. So I'm using version 3, I believe. Have to go again and check. I updated since then a few times. I've done this test last week, so I did update the app. Also, when I did the test, I didn't have back then the dark integration. I've just got the update in the morning when I got home. So I took the darks manually, but I did show here in the video that also the menu for the dark integration, you'll be able to take them first. So it will be integrated on your live stacking of deep sky or wide field astrophotography. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. So yeah, it was very difficult to test because of the weather conditions. I also captured it in the backyard. However, I have Borta Sky 4.5 here. It's not the same as in Borta 3. Even in Borta 3, you can see their gradients. I'm not sure what finger is this on the screen. Gradients on the left part of the image, because there is a big city at about 30 kilometers away from this location, and gradients were still visible. So maybe this, I'm not sure, Borta 3, Borta 3.5, those gradients were still visible there on the left, but some of them are stacking gradients that appeared because I had that forest in the left, and I was using equatorial mode. Now to answer also more about why I use the Star Adventurer 2i to make the polar alignment, because because it was beta testing, and in beta testing not all the features might work well or are ready, you know. They are in development, and this is the reason that I didn't use that feature. EQ mode is called, and it got available after in the new update, and hopefully I'll be able to test it soon once I have clear sky. As I've noticed when looking at the feature, but it was too early in the morning, 6 a.m., it will place off and give you a correct position. So you'll be able to put the Dwarf 3 on a tripod, make a rough alignment. You can use like the polar alignment app that I've used there just to make a rough alignment. And from there, Dwarf 3 will plate solve, and it will help you align to Polaris. So this is the idea. I didn't have this feature. I still could use the rough alignment and visually center Polaris and use a tripod, but that would not be an accurate polar alignment, only a rough one. So to be able to test this correctly, how the Dwarf 3 will work, I wanted to use a polar finder scope to have an accurate polar alignment. So hope this explains everything. Hello everyone. Poterlo Fer, sorry, I don't understand Spanish. I think it's Spanish. Yeah. I didn't sleep too much lately since I've done the test. It was cloudy at the beginning, then I got clear nights with the new moon, and I decided to push more and make this test, the Milky Way test, that took me a couple of nights. Also tested first in the backyard, then I went and decided to go for better results in the dark, under the sky. First night was terrible, as you noticed in the first part of the video. A very strong wind. I couldn't stay outside only a few minutes. I had to go inside the car. And yeah, I forgot in this video to show you, I'll put the images later, to show you a few images, a few pictures, to show you how the Milky Way looks from the smartphone itself, captured the smartphone placed inside the car. So I placed the smartphone in the car and I observed the Milky Way. So the only problem here on the second location was, let me see if you have any other questions first. If my bag is in a loop, okay, I have to check, wait. Yeah, I think it's in a loop. Thank you. Let's see how to toggle. Okay, let's see if this, okay, now it should work. Yeah. Okay. Now it should work. Thank you for letting me know. Thanks a lot. I have to change this Winamp skin. Okay, so the only problem that I did have here was, and let me make this bigger. After starting this plan, about the end of the plan, after I finished this plan, it was very okay, relaxing. The lights turn off from the near village. Then I said, oh, that's good. And I noticed a car patrolling, going first in the upper part, like 1 kilometer or 2 distance, with big lights, then with a huge lantern. It was like searching for something. Then he came back and went in this area, on this hill that I went, on this county road, but it went lower a little bit on a lower parallel country road, and started again using the light, like he was going like this with a huge headlight. So I thought it could be someone from a hunter association that I met before that was patrolling at night. So that could be one thing, and that if this was the case, I didn't have anything to worry. However, I didn't know if it was that person that I met like half a year ago or someone else, and was a little bit weird. At after 12 p.m. midnight, someone going in the middle of nowhere on the hills with a huge lantern. So about the second plan, I said, oh, maybe I will turn it off, take all the equipment, put it inside, and just drive back home. However, I decided to wait a little bit longer and see if that guy will go away or not. So yeah, be careful if you go in remote places like this. I think it's best to not go alone, because things like this can happen, you know, or could be animals, or could be bears. If they are bears, I think it's best to have also bear spray on you, with you. So you should be aware of also dangers traveling in remote locations, in countryside, or on some areas where also things like this, bad things can happen. Also, I was a little bit worried because when I went outside, I did hear some shooting, you know, some shooting, probably hunting. But if you hear shooting, you know, it's also a reason to get worried. But I'm glad everything went fine. I was able to gather the data, show you how the Dwarf 3 will perform. And yeah, please let me know any questions regarding the Dwarf 3 performance with the wide field lens or the Dwarf 3 in general. Is now okay, the music? Yeah, now it went to the next one, next melody, so should not be in the loop anymore. But the question if it's too high right now. Maybe I will lower it a little bit, the music, like this. What do you think? Yeah. So it was scary. I did have the bat in the back of the in the trunk of the car, but if they had guns and weapons, it's like you're still not safe. And yeah, I stayed with the car with the doors. No, I stayed inside the car without lights, just observing the Milky Way. Then I put the phone somewhere else, not to have more light. Yeah, because even if was not dangerous, and it was that guy that patrolled like 6 months or 8 months ago when I went last time near the road, near the public road, not like now. I went 1 kilometer on a hill, distance from the road, like 1 kilometer, and close to a forest. So it was more remote location because I didn't want any lights from the cars, from the road. There were also some dogs there, some people having some sheep now, raising some sheep there in that area near the road. So it was not okay to stay near the road anymore. So I decided to go a little bit higher. The altitude was, I think, from 600 to 700 meters, so high altitude was a good place to capture the Milky Way. However, yeah, the problem is in these situations, if you don't feel safe, it kind of gives you some adrenaline rush, but it does affect the experience, how to observe, relax the Milky Way, you know, and don't have any stress. So I think if I will go there, I probably won't go alone. Will go with another car or a few more people. Yeah, because it can be scary. So what do you think so far of the live stack of the first image? Let me know what you think. So this is without any filters in both Sky 3. I wish that the Dwarf lab would have used an internal filter also for the wide field lens. That would give us better separation and we could see better the nebula features. However, you can improve this by attaching a filter, and I'll show you this in another video. This I went just with the default equipment, just the Dwarf 3, no filters, anything, just to show you what this telescope is capable of. Or maybe I have some lag. Okay, regarding darks, so the idea is you want to capture using some settings, right? If you start a plan, let's say if it's the Milky Way or if it's the telephoto lens, and you select, let's say, 60 seconds gain 40, but you don't have any darks with those settings, maybe you have 60 seconds gain 60, then it will pop up that window to let you know that you don't have the proper dark frames for those settings, and to get best results you need to take those dark frames. So how I am doing it, let's say I know what settings I will use, and I will go like this. Let's say I will use only gain 60 and gain 40. We'll go 15 seconds gain 60 and take, let's say, 10 darks. Then I'll go 30 seconds gain 60 and take 10 darks. Then I'll go 30 seconds gain 40, 10 darks, and 60 seconds gain 40, 10 darks. I believe we don't actually need gain 60 for the 1 minute exposures, and it will also increase the dynamic range if we use gain 40. So about it's quite simple. If you go lower exposures, you'll need to take also lower darks. What I heard, this will be for a later use. I didn't heard anything official yet on how it will be used, so we can just wonder. I'm thinking that might be useful and could be used for recording sounds, let's say if you're capturing birds or wildlife with the Dwarf 3, or maybe also for vocal commands. So I believe this could be the reason. If we would to joke, we could say that Dwarf could also spy on us using that mic, but I don't think will be the case. But yeah, we can also joke. But it was a surprise. I didn't know that it had that mic underneath. Anyway, if it could receive vocal commands, it could be even easier. Let's say Dwarf 3 just capture the Milky Way using these settings, and it will go and capture it and say, okay, use tracking for Messier 16 or Messier 20, right? And it will go there, use the telephoto lens first to center it. It will track the region and it will do it, right? Would be a nice feature. What do you think? Okay. Well, it seems I had some issues when editing. I heard it to finish the video, and I had properly some overlap with some of the recording audio and mine. I'm not sure how bad it sounded in some areas at the beginning. Hopefully nothing too bad. Okay, I think on the settings screen there is an option for custom. So yeah, they are basically customs. I think there are some presets that are already made there, and you can make a custom. Like let's say you want 10 seconds exposure, gain 80, or you want 60 seconds exposure, gain 40. If there is not, I don't think it was there. Maybe it will be in the future update. So yeah, it was really nice to be able to see the Milky Way like that. Hi guys, how are you doing? Hello everyone. What do you think, guys, about capturing the Milky Way with a smart telescope? I think Dwarf 3 is the first smart telescope to be able to do this, to capture and live stack the Milky Way with a secondary lens. And I think it's also a very nice advantage to have this option. You can go capture also deep sky objects, maybe capture the Milky Way. You don't need necessarily a DSLR camera. I made a time-lapse video with the Dwarf 3 capturing the Milky Way, and also I took some images with the DSLR of the Milky Way separately to be able to make other video in the future and compare the results. DSLR on the tripod with 15 seconds and 40mm lens. Still, the setup costed like 4 times more than the Dwarf, like 2,000 euros, because it's a 700 to 900 euros lens, and the DSLR costed then 1,500 euros. Now it's probably 1,000 DSLR like this, and the tripod about 300 euros. So that setup costs about 2,000 euros or dollars without a star tracker. I'm curious how Dwarf 3 will perform compared with that. And also I want to make a video and show you the results on the Milky Way if you'll use a light pollution filter like an UHC filter, how the image will change, and the difference in seeing nebula features by using a filter. Yeah, unfortunately the design and the solar filters are fixed with the magnetic holder. I'm hoping Dwarf Lab will make also some filter adapters to sell separately. If not, I believe some will appear soon, maybe 3D printed. So I wouldn't worry too much because I think solutions will come. Indeed, it would be nice to have this on the start, to have a filter adapter, or to have also an internal ASO filter for the wide field lens. But yeah, because I didn't had yet an adapter, I just make an experiment and stitch a filter with Scotch band on top. And yeah, I will show you the result. The end result was very good. I did have some gradients because if you don't have proper adapter, light can go beneath and also make reflections. So I had some filter reflections there, but I managed to remove it. And let's see, maybe I can show you the image to see how it will look with the filter, of course, and processed. Let's see. Maybe I can show you the image. Okay. Image here. And go higher a little bit. Okay, let me make the settings first. Okay, media, good. I think this one, yeah. Okay. And let me place it on top here. Okay, so this is the image. Let me know if it's loaded. Here I've used an USC nebula filter, 2-inch, scotched it, place it on top. Then I process the image, remove the reflections, gradients, and it did require more color balancing by using the filter than without the filter. But look at this result in the end. Look how nice the nebulas are defined. So this will be subject for another video. And now let's get back to our Milky Way without any filter in Bortal 3, and we'll show you also the results at the end and zoom in a little bit. Here we'll zoom the image so you can see better the details of the first live stack that you've seen now gathering more data with the Dwarf 3. Okay. I'm glad. Okay, so I'll go make first a coffee. We'll take the phone here with me and also answer any questions you have, guys. So don't worry, we'll answer. I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Okay, so I'll go make first a coffee. We'll take the phone here with me and also answer any questions you have, guys. So don't worry, we'll answer. I'll be right back in about 5 minutes. I'm back. So I can't believe this happened. I worked so much for that story video, and so people were waiting, and I wanted as many to see the results with the Dwarf Smart Telescope on the Milky Way. And since the video was unlisted and invisible for 45 minutes, so I've talked like about 40 minutes here and nobody else could see, only those I think who selected the notifications and waited, and the ones who clicked on the links I shared on Facebook. So if you want to help more people, come join us. Do share also the live stream on Facebook. It will help get these results, will help show these results to more people. Yeah. Hello Jim. Hello everyone. Hello Bernd. You don't hear my audio? Wait. Okay, I don't know. Here it shows that I have audio. Okay, so yeah, the bass is stronger than the Dwarf 2 bass. I have it here. Wait just a second to show you. Okay, so here we have the bass, and yeah, it feels stronger. I can get the Dwarf 2 here also, but it does feel stronger, and was carefully made, I understand, to work good in equatorial mode. Okay, let me get the Dwarf like this, and basically now with this feature that I didn't get the chance to test, it was in the update, I think, in the morning after I arrived home from the Milky Way. I got also, when I tested, it seems it started to work the EQ mode feature, but I didn't have it on this test, so I used that polar finder scope from the equatorial mount. Okay, glad that you hear me. Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. I was like such in a hurry with getting the story together. I had also some, I think, some audio looping or something on the beginning, overlapping from the original recordings that was outside, and I forgot, I think, some parts to mute them at the beginning. Maybe some overlapping it was at the sound. Yeah, it's hard like to put a video of 4 hours and 30 minutes together, because it's, as I mentioned, it's very hard to do this. If you also in beta testing, when you test for the first time, also if you go in some area remote with bad signal, and also if you don't feel safe. Like it happened to me with that guy patrolling there with the light. I didn't feel safe. I had heard gunshots. So in this situation, it's very hard, or maybe impossible, or not recommended in these remote locations when it's also not safe to stream there. Also, the quality of the stream would not have been the same. Could have been interrupted and died, and also the experience. How I made that intro video to show you how I've went in different places, the settings that I've used, was more fluid like this. So I recorded every step of the way and showed all the most important aspects on capturing the data. And here are basically the live stacks and the live recordings of 1 hour on 2 stacks, and a little bit less, 40 minutes and 50 minutes on another 2 stacks. So basically it's now like I'm live streaming directly from the location. But as I mentioned before, this is the reason I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it if I'm going someplace, especially alone in remote areas. If I would go at a star party where there are a lot of people, when I have good signal, yeah, then I could also do a live stream there, I believe. But in these situations, I prefer doing this from home. Also, doing live streams from my phone while recording is something that I'm not used with. So I still need to learn to do that. Yeah, so this is one of the features that I really liked. I did message Dwarf Lab and asked them to a few times to put the temperature readings also in the feeds file. So hope they will place them all in the feeds files too, because if you look on the images, you might not remember if you didn't screen record like I did, and even so you might not want to check the screen recordings from some I don't know, few weeks or a few months or 1 year. You want to check the temperature maybe on that image and compare with another. So I hope they will place the sensor temperature also on the feeds files, but here it does help so you know what temperature it was. So let's see here, I'll zoom in also. It was 29 degrees. It was, I have to say, colder outside. I think it was like 18 degrees outside. And the sensor went 28, 29 degrees. I think it will go lower after. One time on my test it got to 23 or something like that. So it will drop now since it will get colder, and will get also better images because cooler sensors will perform better. So I'm just glad I figured it out that for 45 minutes my live sim was invisible on unlisted. So yeah, next time when I will always check. From unlisted I will turn it to public, even if I start. I got the message, start live stream. It was set on 1 hour. I said, okay, if it will start, then means it will go public, but it didn't. So this is another thing that I need to be careful in the future, because you can work a few nights, one day only to prepare the material, and after all this work not to be seen, and you don't get to show your results to people. And I think a lot of you like to see these results and to know what settings to use. Let me know if you have any questions. If you go if you want to capture the Milky Way, let me know if you have any questions. I did if you have seen also the beginning of the video, saw the settings. If you not, you can also scroll down or ask me here, and we'll answer again the questions. You can see maybe the settings: exposure 60, gain 45, and current 51 stack. So soon we'll go to the next plan. So why I think these are the best settings: 60 seconds, gain 40, because the gain is not too high, will give you good dynamic range. Also have long exposures, enough not to have too much return noise in the images, and it will give you better quality. The only problem is with 60 seconds, if you go somewhere and you have a strong wind, then you need to lower. So here I did had some wind, not so strong at the first night. However, I did had some wind, and sometimes it blowed harder. And when the wind was stronger, I did had also trails. So you see here there are stacks of 1 hour, but at the end might feel a little bit blurry because at the moment of the test, it stacked all the images. Dwarf Lab, I think, is still working, or maybe already improved. I got a new update, and a few days ago when talking, they say they will improve the stacking algorithm also for the wide field lens. That means if you'll have trails in the image, should not stack all the images, only the one with round stars. So this will help us get better results, better live stack, but with less integration. So it's a compromise, but I think it's a good one, because if you have wind and it will stack also images with trails, then will be a problem. Okay. Okay. Honestly, I think it does. I've been having the Dwarf 2 for a while now, and yeah, in my situation it's a little bit different. I'm having more telescopes here. I have also large telescope, 10-inch. So I do have also more expensive equipment. And to be honest, I've stopped using Dwarf 2 so often. I've used it more for more videos. However, once I've got news that Dwarf 3 will arrive, I've just waited for the Dwarf 3. Why? Because it will give me better data. If I should stay and spend time and lose time imaging, doing astrophotography, I do prefer to get better quality data. So having the same price as Dwarf 2, but being much better, I think is the logical choice if you want to spend more time on this. If you just go just want to observe a target, don't care about the quality, yeah, you can also use the Dwarf 2, but also the Dwarf 2 batteries were not so good. So in some time you'll also have to pay for replacements, to buy other batteries, and I think it's much better choice if you can sell cheaper the Dwarf 2 and pay a difference and get the Dwarf 3. So I think that would be a very good option if you, of course, you can still sell the Dwarf 2. But even so, the Dwarf 3 I think is worth it. Even if you give the Dwarf 2 as present to someone, it will give you much more options like this Milky Way live stacking that you cannot do with the Dwarf 2. Much better quality on deep sky astrophotography, and I did prepare some tests. I took some tests, spent some nights to make some videos. Hopefully soon I will be able to edit them and to process the images. Dwarf 2 versus Dwarf 3. So you'll be able to see also those videos soon. Is editing Milky Way different from normal DSO editing? Yeah, it's in a way different, and in other way, no. So let's see if more people will come, and maybe we can I can make a message here to vote. I could prepare also time lapse with my editing of this first image of the Milky Way. A part I've edited, I stacked in serial and did also some editing there, then in PixInsight, but you can skip the PixInsight if you don't have it. And after I did it in Photoshop, and just go with the Photoshop part. If you don't have Photoshop, you can do similar edit with GIMP, that is free, or maybe Affinity Photo that doesn't cost so much. I still want to try Affinity Photo. You pay only once, and you have a lot of features also for astrophotography. Affinity Photo 2, I believe, is now. But yeah, currently I'm still using Adobe Photoshop. I've been using for more than 10 years. I'm very used to it, so we'll see if I will change it in the future or not. But I do like also to use a serial for stacking. It's very fast with the scripts. Then color calibration in serial, I believe to be better than in PixInsight, at least less errors and much faster. You can color calibrate the images. In some regards, it's similar many times with the auto background extraction when you do it in PixInsight, but not always. So yeah, these two things I usually do in serial. I might do more stacking if maybe I want a stack to be, I know, maybe I have some problems in serial, maybe stacks the script too many images and I have some trails. Maybe I'll go on PixInsight and stack again there, take longer, but get a better stack. But in most of the situations, I do use serial. Then PixInsight, I usually use the blur exterminator to correct stars, to make them sharper, and to sharpen the nebula features, the noise exterminator and star exterminator, to get the starless image that you can do also in serial. Okay, using star exterminator on the blur exterminator on this image, the stars were very sharp. It didn't make too much of a change. So I really like the result using the Dwarf 3 and the stacked image. It did sharpen a little bit the nebula feature, so that's a thing. Okay, so I want to show you fast here the results on this image, and I'll put here maybe try to see if I can make a pool here. If people want and will be more, I can make now another video to put it at the end with a live with a time-lapse video with the editing. So here, let me check image. Okay, so prepare to be amazed. Just a second, and I will put it on top. Bam. What do you think, guys? After processing, the first stack was 1 hour here, the live stack, but I stacked only 30 images, the ones without any trails. Because of wind, I did have to use only 30 images, all with round stars. This depends, I've tested, sometimes you might have 10 images, sometimes you have more, but it was windy, and with 60 second exposures, in this case, I was able to use half. So another tip here, take more integration time in situations like this. If you have wind, better to go more, so you'll be able to use the best images. So this was the result. I removed any, as I could, the gradients on the left, where I had that forest and stacking artifacts and extra gradients. And this is the end after processing, stacking in serial, processing a little bit in Pixie side and more in Adobe Photoshop. Yeah, so this is 30 minutes integration. With 1 hour it would look much better, but to be able to get the image to look like this, you need to do some post-processing. Later on, AI feature will be available, AI enhance, and we might get some close results maybe with post-processing, but I don't believe as good as if you do all the post-processing on your PC. Currently we do have options of curves that you can do some tone curves adjustments, different stretching, and you can enhance some areas of the nebula. You can also go colors and enhance the colors. So you can do some post-processing on the Dwarf 3, and I do like this. I did like these features also on the Dwarf 2. So this was post-processing on the first stack. If you want to see also how I did it, I can in this live stream I can put a time-lapse video later on. Let me know. If not, I could make another video about it. So let's go back on our live stacking, and it just finished the first the first stack. So this is how you use. Look here, we can see the curves. Just great. We can see the curves. For the moment, I increase the contrast. So let's see here if I can scroll a little bit. Yeah. So look, here I open the curves, and you see how the image will change. You see? So you can do some post-processing also with the Dwarf. I hope they will keep this feature, and you have also the option to save. I'm not sure if it worked in the beta testing. Maybe it saved on my phone. Have to find more about that. But look, you can still make some adjustments here. And we didn't have yet AI Enhance working. So with AI Enhance, it should do something similar with pre-processing on the PC. So this must be carefully, in my opinion, because on the Dwarf 2, the AI Enhance, the first one, I don't think it was good. On the, like, I don't know, 6 months ago when, or 4 months ago or something like that, it was too strong. So it needs to be properly tested also on more targets like Milky Way, like reflection nebulas, like galaxies, like emission nebulas. Needs to be properly tested because some images will look different with using the same, let's say, processing preset, or make a few ones available. But I believe with the AI Enhance, you will be able to get better live stacks also in the with the wide field lens and the telephoto. So with some contrast enhancement, some noise reduction, we'll be able to get better results directly from the Dwarf 3 live stack, and don't have to process anymore if you don't want to. And if you don't want to get 100% the best images from the data. Also, from my stacking live stacking with the Dwarf 3 and the Dwarf 2, I already noticed having the same live stacking parameters, so they were not enhanced at either I used. I could see more color and details in the live stacking with the Dwarf 3. So I really enjoyed that, and especially looks very nice on reflection nebulas and also galaxies, how they get brighter. And I do like, in many ways, many times I do like the background brighter. Some ways darkening the background will enhance also the contrast, and they will look better. But yeah, it needs to be careful not to over process with any enhance, just to make the image have better contrast, look better, but avoiding over processing. What do you think about the enhance feature, and what are your opinions on it? Okay, Bernd, good night. Nice to have you in the live stream. Good night. Yes, I'm on the equatorial mode. All these tests, all these live stacks were made in equatorial mode. We have also an EQ mode feature on the Dwarf 3. However, it was available, I believe, the next day after doing the test. I got a new update, and I could have used it, but I didn't have it at the night of the testing. So to be sure I can test accurately the Dwarf 3, I used the Star Adventurer 2i for the polar alignment scope to have a proper alignment to Polaris, because if you don't align, you only make a rough alignment, you might not get the best results. So to properly test it, I needed also proper alignment. So I can say if you align good to Polaris, you'll get good results here with 60 seconds exposures. If you have wind, and also with the deep sky and also wide field, you might have also some trails. So be careful on that. In these situations, reduce exposures. I tested also alt-azimuth mode, and we'll share more information about this in another video, more details. But I can say it was good also with 60 seconds also in alt-azimuth. But again, it requires not to have wind, and it can depend also on the position in the sky you are imaging with the Dwarf 3. So in maybe some regions of the sky, more closer to the celestial equator, maybe the performance won't be as good. We'll have to get more information about that. But I believe, yeah, also the position of the in the sky of the deep sky object can affect also the tracking. Okay, so we are going now to the next stack. Here I'm not sure, after I stopped it, I did had some error, I'm not sure, and yeah, I had probably an error. I went again, used I think I changed the target here and selected the target from the Sky Atlas to go higher in the Milky Way. I think I experimented a little bit. Yeah, you see, so I've selected that target there in the middle. It's a star, HD 177756. So that's a star, I believe. Yeah, and I've selected the stars as a reference. It was the Milky Way lower, and I think I moved it higher a little bit. I believe so. Yeah, so I'm changing the target there. Yeah, I went another target and selected another target to be able to have better framing with the Milky Way. And before you begin, let's say 60 seconds and 40, as I had here, it's better to go less. Let's go 5 seconds, maybe, or 6, even if you leave the gain, should be visible, the framing. So then you can see, okay, is this good? I like this framing. Should I go 1 hour or not? Because you start and say, oh, I already started, and you might leave the plan like that. But it's always best to check first, take a few shots, take a short live stacks, see if you like the framing and the composition, what you'll capture, and then start the longer plan. Yeah, I think the AI will be really useful. I made like a model, it's basically using a program, not coding or anything, just made a model of AI enhancement of live stacking that I used also when capturing with my 10-inch telescope doing a live stream, doing a recording of live stack. I found a way to do it from Nina, and it really improved the image a lot. And I want to test it also on the Dwarf images to see how it will look. I used it on Messier 33 and really improved the features, improved the contrast. But yeah, I do want to test it on more images to see how this preset will work. And a preset like this, I think it can be used by Dwarf Lab, also for Dwarf 2 and Dwarf 3, with a mention the AI enhanced for Dwarf 3 and Dwarf 2 needs to be different because the quality of the Dwarf 2 images is not the same as the Dwarf 3. And stretching and stretching the image more, enhancing maybe the saturation, will enhance also more on the noise on the Dwarf 2, and the image might not look good. So it needs different AI, I believe, different AI enhancement, because the Dwarf 3 images can support more post-processing than the Dwarf 2. This is my opinion. Hello, MS. The AI details, but there is not the answer yet. Yeah, well, I guess they're still working on it. I did send my feedback regarding the Dwarf 2 Enhance. I said, in my opinion, it's too strong. I liked it before with no A Enhance. So A Enhance really needs to be thoroughly tested in order to be sure it will improve the images and it will work good with multiple targets like nebulas, galaxies, star clusters, Milky Way. So it needs to be, and it can take longer this. So here I did play a little bit with the curves, before. However, enhance what it should do should give you like a post-processed image that you could do on the PC. I don't expect to give you the same good image that you could obtain by processing the image a couple of hours. But I've noticed by just making a fast like a preset, I didn't turn it in a preset, but I might soon. I processed an image 10 minutes, then I saved in Photoshop the changes, and if I just go and put another image there, it will apply the same settings, so without any work. So I think this AI Enhance will work something like this, and it will improve our images, but we still need to see what Dwarf Lab will give us. Okay, I'm glad to hear that, MS. Yeah. So Dwarf 3, I believe, is a significant upgrade with the Dwarf 2 that was also a revolutionary telescope back then, like having a small telescope. I have also the Dwarf 2. I have to get it from the other room. Other room. So to have a so small telescope that can do so much, you can easy travel with, it's amazing. And especially I love this feature with the Milky Way. So now I showed here, I believe, where I was when I captured. You see these blues are Bolters 3. If it's darker, the color, it's even darker. So I think it was Bolters 3.5 there. If I would have been in that darker blue region, it was probably Bolters 3 or 2.5. So if you are in a darker area, you'll get better results on the Milky Way. Feel free to ask me any questions you have from Dwarf 3. And I want to say sorry for the delays, and also for not being careful enough to check if my live stream is public, because probably more people wanted to see the results here, and I didn't check, and it seems even if I rescheduled it and started live, it was still unlisted and invisible. If you didn't click the link, or you didn't have the notification, you couldn't see it. So I apologize for everyone who wanted to see it earlier and couldn't, because I was like not on the best best performance today. It was a lot of work to make the intro video. Probably also have some sound looping. There are a few issues there at the beginning, hopefully not too much. But yeah, I wanted to show you also at the beginning, if you didn't see the first part, how I went in these locations, how I selected the settings, how I placed the dwarf, first in alt-azimuth mode, then in equatorial mode, how I used, and how settings I've used, and how I started to image. So this is in the first 7 or 8 minutes of the live stream. Yeah, Jim, I'm glad that you'll be able to use the Dwarf 3. To be honest, I did like the Dwarf 2 at the beginning, and I still like it, but Dwarf 2 still has older sensor and smaller pixels, and I believe that this is the part that gets Dwarf to lower the performance on deep sky. So it has amazing features to be able to do also wide field photography, to do gigapixels panorama, to track birds, to do a lot of things, and it was what I think it was his biggest advantage, the mobility, to be able to carry everywhere. However, compared with the Seastar S50 on deep sky, Seastar S50 was better. On lunar and solar, it was close also the Dwarf 2, but if you want to do only deep sky, Seastar S50 had the advantage. However, now with the Dwarf 3, it will do also good quality on deep sky live stacking, deep sky astrophotography. If you want to process yourself, you'll get much better images, and also doing the Milky Way. And we'll have also some awesome features with the auto capture. I believe Dwarf 2 also has the auto capture feature, so we'll probably be able to use that. I'm not sure about the UFO tracking. We have that in the menu. Will be available for the Dwarf 3. I'm not sure if it will be for the Dwarf 2. But it's indeed, it's a significant upgrade, and would be not normal not to be like. It's the new telescope, the Dwarf 3. It would be really bad not to be better than the Dwarf 2. So it's like this with astrophotography. After a while, if you want to get better results, you need better telescopes. If you're using a smart telescope, after a while, you might need to upgrade to get better results. So because technology changes, some might last less longer, and but the Dwarf 2 was really at the first revolutionary telescope like this. Seastar ZW had the advantage of seeing the Seastar first, testing it, and making the Seastar S50 better for deep sky. For deep sky was better, and for lunar and solar it was small difference. But they had the advantage of having the Dwarf 2 earlier. And indeed, Dwarf 2, when it did appear, it was a revolutionary telescope, being so small and being able to do so much, even if was not the best quality for deep sky. And I loved it a lot. But after a while, you want more, you want better quality. And if you do, then Dwarf 3 I think is the logical answer. Dwarf 3 because you'll be able to get better quality and also have more features. Okay, that's a good question. On a regular camera, what do you mean a regular camera? You can use a DSLR camera, a cheaper DSLR, a more expensive DSLR. If we would to compare my DSLR that costed back then 1,500 euros, now maybe around maybe around 800 to 1,000 euros, and an expensive lens that costed also 700 to 800 euros. If you put that on a Star Trek with a larger sensor and higher resolution, normally should give better results. Also will be a setup of 2,000 to 2,500 euros, not $500. So my expectation is that a better sensor, a large DSLR camera will do better than a smaller sensor like the wide field lens. However, if you don't put the DSLR on a tracker and you go shorter exposures, like 15 seconds, when I compared one of the images that I took last year was very close with the results that I got with the Dwarf 3. And for that reason, I also captured images with my DSLR on a tripod with that expensive lens that initially was priced at 900 US dollars or euros. Maybe now it's maybe 700, 750 euros. Samyang 40mm premium that only the lens costs more than the Dwarf. I'm really curious if the Dwarf 3 wide live stacking can get the same quality as a more expensive setup, you know, like an expensive and a premium lens. I'm really curious about that, but I can tell you that is much better than the images that I got with my smartphone. I use Google Camera to stack on my Redmi 10 Pro, and the results were much better with this live stacking that you can see here. Yeah, EQ mode. So EQ mode, basically you need to align the Dwarf 3 to Polaris, and now it has available an application to help you align. It will plate solve, take images of the night sky, and I think it will give you orientation, like move more to the left, higher, and something like that. Similar, probably will be similar with maybe SharpCap Polar Aligner or some SharpCap Polar Aligner app, I'm not sure how it's called, or the Nina app, 3-point polar alignment. Have to check. It was 6 a.m. in the morning when I first checked it. It plate solved. It took some images, but the sky was too bright and plate solving failed. So I have to check it again to be able to tell you properly how it works, if it's like that. I'm currently just thinking that will be like that. Probably it will be something like that. So if the application will give you the position, basically you put, also you'll have some tutorial there how to help you get the Dwarf roughly to Polaris. I usually use an app, the Polar Aligner Pro, where it has also an option daytime alignment. It will show you also when it is north and where to roughly place the telescope to get to Polaris. So I'm using that app, and in a few minutes I can put the telescope like this in the right angle, and then I also look behind and see if I can see Polaris in the middle. If I can see I'm in the right position, then you have to have the telescope something like this. You see, just a little bit space here to be able to see in the telephoto lens. And I can find in a few moments when I get back a few images to show you. I'll take a 5 minutes break and I'll search some images to show you. I have some screenshots about this, but I have to search them.
Sleeping and living.
up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy, gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it, I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear,
everyone and welcome back. Tonight I will go with the Dwarf 3 and capture the Milky Way using
diamond. We use it. So just using Porters 3. This. And now we don't have any errors, still in the beta testing. Most of the time the auto go to work.
Okay. So here to answer the other question about polar alignment, here is the, let me place it better, like this. So here was Polaris in the field of view of the telephoto lens, you see, almost in the center, but not quite. And there was on the wide field lens on the left, I had some clouds, but you should be able to see it there also. And this was an accurate polar alignment that I made with the equatorial mount using the polar finder scope, and I'm done on accurate polar alignment, I believe here. And let's search the other one with the wide field lens on. Okay, where it is. Okay, should be around here. Oh, where are you? Wait a second. Large. Okay, maybe I can spot it here. So I can find here the alignment to Polaris. So here is the alignment. Let me place it like this. The alignment. So having the polar finder scope, I was able to make a correct alignment. And now let's find again the image that with the white fill. Somewhere here should be. Let me find it. Okay, should be here somewhere. Maybe lower. I have a lot of screenshots. I copied them. Okay, let's see, maybe here. Okay, lower. One moment. Okay, where it is. I just copied in another folder, but I cannot find it in that folder. So many. Yeah, I found it, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's this one. Okay, so let's press OK, and you should be able to see it. Okay, so see the smaller square rectangular is the telephoto lens, where you have the Polaris in close to center, and here it should be Polaris under this cloud. I believe, or maybe it's the lower one. I'm not sure. Maybe this is not the. It should be in center. Normally Polaris, if it was in center of the telephoto, it was a little bit on the corner. So probably I had clouds and Polaris is here, and this is another star. So I had bad luck when doing this screenshot. I think I have another one better, but normally you should see Polaris also in the small square and here somewhere close to middle. Let's see if I can find a better one. And you can do this also without any other software make a rough alignment, but for to get a good alignment, it's best to use or a polar finder scope or that option, that feature that Dwarf will give you, because every small difference counts on aligning to Polaris. Good news also that Alt-Azimuth mode works much better than with the Dwarf 2, and we don't have any stacking artifacts visible in live stacking that we had with the Dwarf 2 Smart Telescope. Okay, let me search more. Yeah, it seems to be hard to find it right now. Where it is. Yeah, I'm having difficulties finding it right now, the other image, so we'll just go back to our stack. Okay, let's just press OK and return here. So this, I believe this stack was only 45 or 50 images. Hello, Mary Jones. Bonjour. Hello, Fabio. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Hello, Snowy. Yeah, hello from Romania, Transylvania region. No vampires yet, so you're safe. No vampires there either on the dark side, but it was or something else. I believe hunters. There were gunshots. There it was someone going and patrolling with a big light, like on a parallel road lower. That got me worried a little bit. It was after 12 p.m. At night. The village just closed the lights. Was totally darkness near a village on a country road, 1 kilometer from the main road, close to a forest, and someone was going and searching for something with a huge lantern. That was a little bit scary. So here it happened while doing this live stack, actually, and I was thinking to pack, go turn on the lights, pack and go home, but I said, okay, I won't be able to show you the other stacks that I had planned, so I said to risk it, stay longer, and I thought if this guy will come near me and ruin my plan with the lights, because it will ruin the sky, I'll just turn on fast the lights in the car and take the equipment fast, and if needed, talk and see what he wants. But you don't know, maybe it's someone patrolling to not be hunters that are not allowed to hunt and go there illegally or something like that, or could be some dangerous person, who knows. So it was a little bit scary, especially because I heard also gunshots outside. The people, I think they were going hunting in that region, and there were gunshots. So I think I just made the print screen here. I was a little worried. I wasn't sure what to do, to stay more. I stayed in the car. I turned off all the lights in the car. I had only here the screen of the phone, place it on my cardboard. So let me search for that image, by the way. I want to show you how I observe the Milky Way from the car, and all these plans, this plan and others, I just controlled the doors free from inside the car without stepping outside. I didn't want to make any more lights. I did take a break from 30, 45. After 1 hour, I went outside a little bit, then went back inside. But yeah, I was careful. I waited 1 hour in the car so that guy will, until I didn't see any lights, and that guy went away. Because I wasn't sure if it's a danger, if not, but it's best to be safe. So let's go photos, find the photo. Okay, so yeah, I think here. Okay, so this plan, I believe, was here. Oh, that one, I believe, was maybe this one. Yeah, this was the image. Let's press OK, and let's make it smaller so you can see here. So this was the view from inside my car. I was observing like this the Milky Way. So I just placed the phone there and observed it, but it was like for 20 minutes I just took it off, placed it somewhere there, so no lights, you know, so I didn't want to be discovered. I didn't know who that guy was. I didn't want to make any noises or light. Just waited for him to go away, you know, and let me do my astrophotography. Yeah, was insane. Hello, AF veteran. Thank you a lot. Well, I guess there are two types of updates. One that are public and check for bugs and stuff, and beta. So I'm currently getting the beta updates, so I can also test them and report if other bugs are or errors are available. So I'm not sure yet. Best check the, I think, Dwarf Lab website. Check Google Play Store for any updates of the app, and Dwarf Lab website for the official updates. So I'm currently, because I've also beta tested the Dwarf 3, the app. I started a few weeks ago, and I'm currently still receiving the beta versions, because I also was a beta tester, you know, from the few beta testers. Actually, I think I was probably the first one. Okay, what is the best light pollution filter for a stock camera? Guess that's hard. I guess depends what you want to image. For the Milky Way, I think maybe normal light pollution like an UHC filter or other type of light pollution filter will be good. Also weak narrowband filter like the Optolong L-Enhance I think will be very good also for the Milky Way to get better the nebula features. I did test it this camera, the wide field lens, actually with an UHC filter and got very nice results, and we'll show them also in another video. I could show the image also here, but more details about this in another video. Using an extra filter will enhance the nebula features and will be able to get better contrast and color. Yeah, well, I heard also bears can be dangerous. Here were some bears attacks. Luckily, I do know a hunter has an association, and I met them actually there near the main road some time ago with a guy that was patrolling first and stopped with a jeep and asked me what I'm doing there, and I said I'm doing astrophotography. And I'm capturing a galaxy. I'm not sure. I think I was capturing a galaxy or a nebula. And it could have been that guy that was patrolling for this Hunters Association to see if there are any illegal hunters or something like that. But it was still scary. Anyway, I asked this hunter who has the association, and if there are any dangerous animals there, bears or something. He said they aren't dangerous. So probably smaller animals. I did saw a rabbit run away at the first night when I went near the monument of Bobulna. By mistake I took another route. GPS took me for the wrong route, that it was closer, like a shortcut, but very bad road. You couldn't get there with a normal car, and luckily I noticed that it was not the road I went before last year, so I turned around. But there on that road I saw a rabbit running, and a guy also walking was with a jeep, I think also was there hunting or catching rabbits or something like that. Okay, so let's stop the image and go back to the plan. Scroll a little bit back here. Let's see how I do this. Yeah, no. So we finished the other one. Video capturing device. Oh, media source. Okay, so let's go back where we were. So here I took, I think, 48 images or 50. So this was the plan I was observed in the car. All of them I observed from the car, but on the first one I went also more outside. I took images also with the DSLR. I took a time lapse. You can see it at the beginning of the video, and also how I traveled in these places. It's at the beginning. If you haven't seen it, you can scroll back. So now at 50, I think I stopped it and moved to the next target. Okay, what other question? Screen where you can adjust curve, saturation, contrast. Is this like permanently saved for the stacking or just preview purpose? I think it should be saved as an image on your phone. I have to check the image on the phone. I didn't find it on the Dwarf lab on the Dwarf 3 memory, the saved image, the separately. So I have to check the phone. Probably in the next update should be saved also on the Dwarf 3 memory inside memory card. I think that should be normal to be saved there also. But probably I think it might be now on your smartphone. Yeah, I think so. That's very likely. So yeah, you can probably these features will be, or if there is any error with that, I think they will fix it. So that is an option to play with the curves and increase the contrast. Hopefully we'll have a good enhanced model soon. You're welcome. So now I'm going to the next plan. I think I'm going now in Cygnus region. And I might have selected here North American Nebula, but I'm not sure. Maybe the other one, the last one. I think we are going to the third one. So this is the Sky Atlas. That works also with the Dwarf too. Okay, so I was thinking where to go to capture. So I think here they need to also improve a little bit the Sky Atlas, place a field of view for the telephoto lens and wide field lens also to be able to select it. Let's say you want to capture the Milky Way with the wide field lens, a field of view with both having also the small one and the large one would be very useful here if you want to capture with the wide field lens the Milky Way, because then you can basically frame your target easier. I have to image it how it will look and select some stars or deep sky objects in that region, and sometimes I didn't get it right, so I had to try again. So I think this can be improved more. Well, the planets will still be small with the Dwarf 3, but should be larger than with the Dwarf 2. We have 150 millimeters focal length instead of 100. But yeah, I mentioned, as I mentioned in other videos, these telescopes are not planetary telescopes. Even SISTAR S50 that has a larger focal length and you can see better Jupiter, at least when I tested I was able to see better because of the higher focal length. It's still not a planetary telescope, and we won't be able to get good quality planetary images with either of these telescopes because it's just physics, is small focal length, and you are not able to do that. But you can get very good quality on lunar and solar imaging because they do not require so much focal length. On craters you can zoom in, still they can look very good. Again, it won't look the same as using 1000 millimeters focal length or more. So what are the applications for these telescopes are like this: deep sky, lunar, solar, and in this case with the Dwarf 3, also wide field Milky Way astrophotography. Dwarf 3 also have more features also for bird watching, auto capture, UFO, auto capture, I believe, tracking and auto capture. I still need to test those features out. They are seeing very nice features. You should be able to track maybe the International Space Station now, but I have to see how it works. I have to see if I can use the wide field lens and to auto detect from the wide field lens. That would be the best way to do it because the telephoto lens, you see how small it is. So let's see what I've selected in the end. Okay, so I selected a star and started here. Yeah, I started the next plan. Probably, if I have time, I'll make also mosaic using this text. And yeah, this is another star. After this, I will go image the Cygnus region in 1 hour, and that image I took 1 hour integration here and captured it also in my backyard using a light pollution filter and increase the image quality by a lot. Even from my backyard, both Sky 4, 4.5, depending where was the Milky Way, I was able to get very good details and actually even better, features of the nebulosity, especially the H alpha regions. So if you are in the sky, if you are at home, using a light pollution filter will help if you want to get the nebula features better in your live stacks. Okay, so 4 images. So the thing is, now I can basically zoom in. I couldn't zoom in when taking these live stacks. I couldn't zoom in on the phone. So this I really wanted to be able to zoom in. Hopefully I have to not forget and message Dwarf Lab to make this possible, because it's not so hard. We have this option with the telephoto lens, and we should have it with the wide field lens. So zooming in here, you see, we'll be able to see more details and see the stars. If they see, we have some small trails. So having some wind here, we had some images with trails also. That means also here in the final live stacks we do have some small trails, and can get more blurrier a little bit on the end. It's just the nature of it if it will stack all the images. So 60 seconds, if you have wind, you should expect trails. Even if it's small wind, if you go Milky Way, my advice is take a longer integration plan than initially plans. Let's say you want 30 minutes integration, take at least 45 images, so you're sure you get the 30 minutes that you want, because a lot of factors can affect the stacking. Let's say wind, let's say polar alignment, maybe you don't align accurately on Polaris, but most of it I think is the wind. The strong wind will affect the imaging at long exposures, like 60 seconds. It can really make some trails, even with other telescopes. So I have this problem with more expensive setup, like $9,000 to $10,000, and it's a large telescope, a 10-inch, and if I have wind, I cannot go very long exposures. I can go with that setup like a few minutes, but also have guiding there with another scope, but still I cannot go like with no wind, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes or 10 minutes if I have wind. It's just not possible with a large Newtonian telescope. And yeah, the mount, maybe even with very solid mounts, if strong wind, won't be able to probably go 10 minutes exposures. So you went once outside shooting deep sky objects in darkest area near my home, near your home, away from everything, and around 2 a.m. suddenly there was a guy standing next to you. Okay, so yeah, that can be creepy and scary. But it was a neighbor, or who was that guy? Like, you were close to your house, you said. And he didn't said anything, he was like quiet. That can be scary. Yeah, true. And what did you do? Did you talk with him? Yeah, ask him what's going on. What is he doing there? So by the time I started this plan, that guy went away with the lantern, and I was more relieved. I went outside, relaxed a little bit, came back in. So yeah, it was much better. So what I want also to mention, that this was beta testing, and all these features will be also improved in the future updates. I think also tracking will be improved. We'll have also a better stacking algorithm to reject images with trails in the wide field lens, and everything will be better normally than in beta testing. We'll have also an enhance option that it will be, I understand you can disable or enable. This was also my suggestion, just in case people won't be happy with an enhance feature like was with the Dwarf 2 at the beginning. So with the Dwarf 2, if the enhance would be too strong, I will just disable it. But I think they should really properly test it. It's good to have this option on. Let's see, you like maybe a to have the live stacks with brighter background, then you can just leave the enhance off, not to increase the contrast and see more faint features. So this is the issue with all the enhanced contrast features. I noticed this also on the Sister X50. Sometimes can get your image in a disadvantage because getting the background darker, it will lose some fainter features. So it has also advantages, but sometimes many advantages, but sometimes can be also disadvantage with them. Yeah. So this is the third one. By the time I was feeling more relaxed, no, I think I was not quite yet in the clear, was up to half of this stack. I was still stressed out about the that guy with the lantern. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how is the music going. Let's start with the first one. So I'm sure it not ends. So yeah, I guess it's 12:37. We'll leave the live stacks and stay more, and we'll do probably the processing. We'll make another video, correct the first intro that I made for this one, and make a dedicated video with capturing the Milky Way. Keep only the intro, and then show fast time lapse of these stacks, like 1 minute with all these stacks, but time lapse video, and then proceed with processing to show you how to get this result here. Let's change. Just a second to get this result. So let's look on some details here. So this was after I processed the first image. This was a stack of 30 minutes. I only stacked all the images only with round stars. I wanted to have a very sharp result, and I believe I did. And look at the features and the contrast. I think it's really nice, a really good image. I managed to get from the Dwarf 3 stack. So processing will allow you to get more color, more details visible in the Milky Way. And to have this option on a say budget telescope, is still a budget at $500. It's very, very nice to have this amazing feature alongside the deep sky wide telephoto lens, to be able to capture the Milky Way, and to not have to spend so much money. There are actually filters that can cost $500. They're so expensive, like a smart telescope like the Dwarf 3, only one filter. So I think on the Dwarf 3 the value for money is very good, having all these features and the improved quality from the Dwarf 2. I think Dwarf 3 should keep its value better in time compared with the Dwarf 2, because it still has the wide field, it can do also Milky Way, it has upgraded features, and also it has better quality. So I got asked how is compared with the C-Star. I think the quality of the Dwarf 3 and C-Star are similar, but I cannot say yet an exact exact which one is the best until I will make a comparison, will capture same target, same time, and process all the images. I've already made some tests, C-Star Dwarf 3, but I still need to process them. So I tested C-Star Dwarf 3 versus Dwarf 2 versus C-Star, and also versus a large telescope, my 10-inch telescope. So this will be some future videos So be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. If you want access to this data, we'll share soon also with the Milky Way on my channel for channel members. You can also join the channel from the Nebula plan. You'll have access also Nebula plan or higher. You'll have access to all to data also from reviews like the Dwarf 3 and other equipment. So there I'll share also my astrophotography data with my 10-inch telescope, with the smart telescopes and other equipment that I am reviewing. So you can also download it, process it, or use the stacks to combine with other stacks. Let's say if you have the Dwarf 3 and you want to combine a stack with another stack, 1 hour with 1 hour or 2 hours with 2 hours, you can improve your image quality. Okay, so now let's get back to our stack. Okay, Wesley, hi, sorry I've read your message later. In a remote, you had a pickup truck wrecked right beside you. Oh, and it had moonshine bottles. That's interesting. Well, good. Your equipment, I guess, was safe. If it was damaged, you have probably wrote here that it was damaged. Good that nothing happened to you. You're safe. The equipment is safe. That's good news. But yeah, I've also parked here near the road a few times, and one thing was the cars going by were damaging the astrophotography, and as you mentioned, it can also be dangerous in situations like this if a car will go outside the road. Okay, so we have here a stack of 16 images. You see here we have on the right a white circle. It becomes full white when it makes a 1 minute exposure. So what are the good news here? Testing the Dwarf 3 on the Milky Way. I did get good results also on alt azimuth mode and also on equatorial mode. And this is really good news because maybe you don't want to spend extra time to put the dots in equatorial. You still can get good results also on deep sky and Milky Way using the alt azimuth mode. But I think on the Milky Way especially, I think the best results will be to place it in equatorial mode on the because you'll have less field rotation, and on the telephoto lens the results were very good in both situations. Here in beta testing on the Milky Way I did have better results with AQ mode, but I'm not sure if that was the reason or maybe the gain, because in my latest test I used gain 40 instead of gain 60. That worked much better with 1 minute exposures for the Milky Way. And with this sensor, because Dwarf 3 has two sensors, one for the telephoto lens and another sensor for the wide field lens. It has two lenses and two sensors. So this could be interesting information if you didn't know. Okay, we'll stretch my legs a few more minutes and I'll be back. I'm back. So stack of 30, let's zoom in a little bit. I think I took 50 images here. Oh, no, not that. Which, oh, the image okay, the image, we leave it. I'm configuring something here in OBS. Okay, so video capture, media source, okay. So here, let's zoom in a little bit. And this text will look better and better once you get more integration. Here are 30 minutes, stacked all the images with and without trails. As I mentioned before, the stacking algorithm will improve. Now let's go, let's place it normally here. Okay, like this, not zoomed in. Okay, and maybe a little bit zoomed in. So you can see better, like this, good. Okay. So now let's go to the next. We'll move a little bit. We'll skip, and let's check the signals region. Okay. Look how the image improves. You see, I can fast forward it. See. Okay. Now let's go, and this was 40 images, so like 5 minutes left. After this, I guess it got safer. No more guy with lantern patrolling there. I felt more secure. Still some gunshots outside, but I feel better after no more lights, and yeah, it was okay. So here I saved the plan, and then I searched for C20, Caldwell 20, or North American Nebula, NGC 7000. As a reference point, I searched it with the Sky Atlas, with the telephoto lens. It found it, it centered it, and I used it as the center point for my framing. So, okay, let me make it smaller again now. You see, there is the North American Nebula to be able to capture signals region. So let's see here how I captured it. See, success, go to success. Then I changed from the telephoto to wide field lens and started another plan of 60 seconds, gain 40. And now it's taking the first image. Let's just scroll a little bit until we have the first one. Okay, first image, and now it will become better and better, and will show you also processed image at the end. So stay tuned to see how it will look processed. Hello David. Okay, yeah, I did mention at the beginning, you should scroll, after I also give you the answer, scroll back at the beginning of the video to see exactly the locations I went, it's a few minutes, and how I started the plans, and the difficulties that I had. So, just to make a short answer, yes, I went it from Bortal 4.5 my home to rural area Borta 3.5, and here was less light pollution, and still I had some gradients from a large town in the left, a little bit gradients when I image close to the horizon, but not here. So here on this part I didn't have gradients, as you can see here in the image. So yes, it's dark sky, Bortal 3, but maybe 3.5 is not, it's quite on the more light blue. You can see also the map, the dark sky map in the first minutes of the video. I went in three locations, 2 nights. First night and 2 locations, I was unlucky, clouds. So I moved in another location third night, but you should really watch the first 6 minutes where I show you all the story. You know, how I went, and a fast preview of the results. Also, there are some beautiful time-lapses there, time-lapse videos, while imaging with the Dwarf 3, captured with my DSLR, where I was using the Dwarf 3 to capture the night sky. Oh, so your order 16,172. Oh, there were so many orders, pre-orders, I didn't know. Okay, I guess probably, yeah, you'll have to wait a little bit if there were so many before. Okay, so now we have 4 images, that's 4 minutes, and we can see here the signals region becomes brighter and brighter. Okay, and we'll show you also processing result at about the end of the live stacking to see how it also looks processed. I think I also played a little bit with the curves and enhanced the contrast directly. Now we can see better, it dropped to 28%. So this was about after 3 hours, maybe and a half of imaging from when I started. So this night, I think the battery lasted about 4 hours and something like that. Yeah. Oh, of course, I did start it, the Dwarf, and I filmed a little bit before starting to image and set it up. So probably I started the Dwarf like earlier with half an hour. But I would say like how much if from when you start and finish, like this night would have been like 4 hours and 30 minutes to 5 hours. When I charge it slow charge, it lasted me more until first night until 5:30 a.m. or something like that. So it lasted me, I say, with about 6 hours or something like that. 5 hours 30 to 6 hours. If I did fast charge, I observed the battery won't last as much if you slow charge it. Also, Bommel Baumelt and Wesley, they have close ordering numbers, and then I understand they will ship close together. Also, the thing they just put it the number 15,000 and there weren't 15,000 orders before. That's weird, right? So next time I think I'll do it like that, the live stream. Unlisted, scheduled, and then go public. I think you need to go public after, even if you not start or something. I have to research more on that. So it was like, I thought, okay, I scheduled it from unlisted, but I thought when it will start, it will go automatically public, and it didn't. It seems my live stream was like invisible. So yeah, I have to do more research on this until I make the next live stream. So it probably was invisible all the time. I placed it there, people couldn't see it. So I should have, I think, made it public from the start after it was scheduled. Yeah. Well, I remember when I also waited for the Dwarf to arrive. You know, there I was like excited to get it faster, and I did. But yeah, the experience will be better after beta testing, because I got it really early. I had to test everything to check if there are any errors or things that doesn't work or things that are missing. So. And a lot of some features were not ready yet. So now most of what I've noticed, most of the errors were solved. The experience is good. The live stacking with Deep Sky is good. Also, I've got good results here with stacking the Milky Way using the wide field lens. Go-to was also good. Focus was good, but I think it might require some more work, especially when you change filters, or maybe some fine-tuning on focusing. $5,500 the earliest. Well, I'm not sure why they went with that number in advance. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Well, look, we have a stack of 9 images. So I could also zoom in a little bit here on the signals region to see better. See, I still had wind, so I can notice some small trails there. So yeah, I believe this was the main problem here. That I had main issue that the stacking rejection was not yet refined for the wide field lens. So they are now improving it, as I understand. Maybe already did. I have to check the last update. So zooming in here with this OBS software can be tricky. Then you need to place it back. So yeah, I did place it back now. Yeah, could be. Could be a lucky number. So I was like 1 week ago or so, a few weeks, I started watching again an old serial, TV serial on Netflix called Lost, named Lost, on an island. Maybe some of you saw it. It's an older one. I don't remember when I saw it first time. 15 years ago, maybe. I don't know. But it's an old serial. And yeah, there were also some interesting numbers there that supposed to have some kind of mystical energy or something like that brought people to the island. And yeah, it's interesting. Some older TV shows like this, I believe they are better than many new ones. Like sometimes I like to see better, good quality old show, old TV show than new ones. And I'm thinking to check also Prison Break again and to watch it again. Also available on Netflix. I think they were like close by in time. Yeah, the North American looks small, but just wait until the end of this stack and see how the process is. And we'll show you a fast comparison how it looks also with a UHC filter on top. Yeah, well, Wesley, I suspect you are using, you're not having an Android phone, you have iOS, right? So I've noticed usually the iOS updates are a little bit later on fixing the problems compared with Android. I think because these are made in China, and I think the Chinese people usually use Android mostly. Well, I'm not sure, but I think so. And I think they usually do the software faster and updates on Android and then on iOS. So if I would go with a lot of devices that use Android also, I probably just buy a tablet or a cheap phone that has Android and get the best updates all the time. Yeah, but I understand also the reason not to buy one and spend extra money for an Android device. Well, the Amazon Prime series, I haven't seen it. I have to check it out. Well, what I understand, Netflix has, depending on the country, different movies and TV shows available. I'm not sure you also have available Lost. If you have Netflix, you can check it and see if it's also available in USA. Here, I have it available. I think only from a few weeks, it's 1 or 2 weeks was added. I'm on the second season now. Yeah. It's good that I forgot a lot from that serial, and I don't remember everything because that would be boring. But since I forgot a lot of things, then it can be interesting again. Okay, so 15 images. I think it looks really nice in 15 images. Cygnus region here, portals 3, Milky Way, live stacking. Also beta testing. I made the dark frames after, so I'm not sure if I have darker integration. If I have, probably with other darks, Probably I don't have here dark integration, and it does still look very nice. But now you can make the darks faster, earlier, and it should get you even better results with the feature ready. It was not ready, the dark library, yet. It went, I think, the next day. Also the same with the EQ mode. Yeah, so iOS phones or systems might have more problems with the first updates. So I suggest if you have any errors, just try to have more patience until they make the updates also from for the iOS. Okay. So here, let me show you a photo. How was the setup? Let me go to see where I have the photos again. Image, yes. Not this one. So the setup here, let's see, I captured it. Oh, it's with the other one, I believe. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So I need to make it smaller. This is a, oh no. Oh, image. I need maybe to upgrade OBS, maybe they fix these bugs. Okay. So here it was. I used as a tripod the Star Adventure. I didn't turn it on, and of course to align to Polaris, so the tests are accurate. So if you have a good polar alignment, you should be able to get very good results here with 60 seconds exposures, also with the telephoto and wide field lens. And I have also time lapse at the beginning of the video, a short time lapse video, how the Dwarf 3 worked here. Okay, now I need to fix back the media source. Okay, we'll zoom in a little bit more so we can see better here what's going on. Okay, like this maybe. Yeah, well, hopefully they will work faster also with the iOS updates. So I can't tell much more about it since I don't have an iOS phone. So I'm using Android, and all the tests were here done on Android phone. But yeah, hopefully the updates will be ready also for the iOS. And yeah, on my Android phone the results were good. Deep Sky results were also very good. And yeah, there are some people wondering C-Star X50 versus Dwarf 3, but I guess the main question is what they want to get. If you want now the quality, I think is very good also on the Dwarf 3. The C-Star S50 had from the beginning very good Deep Sky quality, but now the Dwarf 3 has also this feature, extra feature with the wide field lens that also has auto tracking and also is good for Milky Way astrophotography, plus the wider field on the telephoto lens. So if you consider, if you want those to have, then I think it's clear that the Dwarf 3 is the choice. But yeah, I guess it depends on each person what they do want from their telescope. So yeah, I got this question here. I'm not sure if I responded or not, but we'll do show in the future videos also comparisons between different smart telescopes so people can see the differences. Yeah, as also user of the Dwarf 2, I can definitely say the Dwarf 3, it makes me makes me curious and makes me try capture more images, and the Dwarf 2 was like not too engaging anymore, because I think the Dwarf 2 would have needed from the beginning a better sensor. So I think that was the main problem with the Dwarf 2. They went with the unit cheaper. It was, I believe, $400 when they started. So they went also with a cheaper sensor and so on. So yeah, if the Dwarf 2 had the sensor of the Dwarf 3, I think it had kept the better the value of the Dwarf 2. But yeah, now Dwarf 3 indeed has much better potential. It also, they kept the small size. So I would say, yes, pros and cons. Keep the smaller size of the Dwarf 2. One pro of keeping it smaller is it's still very, very portable. I'm not sure exactly if they would have gone 50 millimeters aperture like the C-Star, and maybe a little bit longer focal length, like 200 millimeters, would have gained better image resolution, better aperture, better quality, but would have increased in size, and probably a little more in cost. So also the cost would have been higher. So regarding the future, I think this Dwarf 3 will definitely replace the Dwarf 2 and will be a good replacement. And probably for the future, I think they will go with a larger aperture. I think that's the logical sense. This will be the wide field scope, and probably they will go with a little bit narrow, larger aperture, larger focal length, still a larger sensor, but having larger focal length and a larger aperture will definitely give better quality. Maybe also a cool sensor. So this is like my opinions about it. What I think they will probably make a product in the future. They know nothing official yet. I haven't get any information about it or something. But this is what I would like to see from Dwarf Lab to make another product with longer focal length and larger aperture. So this should be the replacement for Dwarf 2. Also wide field telescope, very good price, very affordable. But I would like also to see one that is a little bit more expensive, but it has larger aperture and other features, So I think, yeah, I could pay $200, $300 extra or $500, but to get a larger telescope, and I think many will. Yeah, this is very good. But if, let's say, after 1 year, you want to go deeper, get targets with more details, and get closer to the dedicated setups that are using higher focal length and larger aperture, and still have a small telescope and mobile, I think that's the way to go for another product. Oh, Dwarf 6. Yeah, so there are a lot of other people that they upset they made a Dwarf 3 and they didn't stick with Dwarf 2, like they said, oh, they are updating too fast, they are, well, when the Dwarf 2 was launched, it was, I guess, I think the first telescope on this size with so many features, and it was normal not to be the best quality since it was the first, and they still needed to learn a lot and improve, right? So I think for me, it's natural to get a better product after, I think, 2 years. It's about 2 years since I think they launched the Dwarf 2. So I think it's just normal to get a new telescope, a better one, because yeah, after a while you also want better quality. And if the time I think is more more expensive. The time if you want also to get some quality, I think time is more precious than to spend time with the Dwarf 2. I rather spend time with the Dwarf 3 getting better quality at the same price point. So if I would have the Dwarf 2 and needed money to get the Dwarf 3, I'll just probably sell the Dwarf 2 or give it present. If I can, I will sell it and then buy the Dwarf 3 and get it a little cheaper, because I did sell the Dwarf 2 cheaper, but I will not pay the full money for Dwarf 3. So that would be another option if you are tighter on the budget. If you're not so tight, then $500 is already cheap. So it's not too much to complain about the prices here, since I believe will probably perform better than more expensive telescopes out there. The Dwarf 3, and it's cheaper. So yeah, stay tuned for the next videos where I'll compare also the results with the Dwarf 2 and Dwarf 3. I took some images this week, and also show the results with a 10-inch telescope to show you what's the difference between a 10-inch and a 1.5-inch. But the 10-inch setup with the mount, with the cool camera, with everything, depending on the camera, if I use the mono camera, it's about $9,000 to $10,000, and with the color camera, it's about $8,000. So here I remained with not enough space to finish the recording, so I had to go and delete some stuff. And yeah, I stopped the video. Okay, so yeah, here was the beginning. Okay, and here is the first processed image. At the end, wait, let me go closer to the beginning, to the end here. I've done something that okay, yeah, so here I've done a fast somehow I stopped the plan here. Okay, yeah, 29. I think I remained out of space, and I also made some live streams here, some time lapses. Yeah, like this here, where I show fast how I captured it, how I captured the images. You see how it does improve. So this is basically time-lapse, fast everything. Yeah, definitely is faster than the Dwarf 2. Newer processor, has multiple processors inside. I've told more about it at on the first video. I think Dwarf 2 versus Dwarf 3, same size but huge upgrade or big upgrade or something like that, when I talk more about the specs, and I talked also about the processor, and has also some AI features, the processor, that will perform better with this AI technology, with noise reduction or with tracking, bird tracking, UFO tracking and stuff like that. But yeah, the processor is much better, I understand. Okay, so let's go on the image, and as I promised, show you a preview how this image looks. Okay, processed. Yeah, this was like a fast processing, because I was like so tired the next day. I think the next day I processed it. Okay, so this is the signals region. I think this was a faster processing. Yeah, I was also a little bit tired, but this was the processing of the last stack that is noticed. This one, and you can see here in this region in the center is North America nebula. Here we have other nebulosity from Cygnus here in this part, and also here I believe in this region probably is the Elephant Strike Nebula, but I have to check. And this was also like about 30 minutes stack without filters in both the Sky 3. And we'll show you probably also processing video, and we'll show you also the difference, how it will look, and in more details compared with when you're placing an light pollution filter on top. And here is just a quick look. Don't miss that video if I will make it. I probably will. And let me see where it is. Yeah. So here is with an UHC filter on top, and you can see here how all the nebulas are better defined, and the H alpha regions, also the oxygen 3 regions. So you can see these features in more details and with better and more defined color. Okay, so let's go back to our main image with the Dwarf 3 live stacking. Hope you enjoyed watching the live stream. These were all the results that I got that night. It was unfortunately the only night that I could get good results, because if you have clouds, it's not a good time to go and capture the Milky Way. It started clear, but I got clouds after I arrived at the locations on the first night. But I'm still glad I was able to capture these results and show it to you. And yeah, battery was getting low, but I still imaged 4 hours until then. And as I noticed, if I use a slow charger, or I use the cable, the USB-C cable that I got with the Dwarf 3 into my computer, it will last longer. So it will probably last 5 to 6 hours. So here on my test, 4 hours. When I went the other night, I did charge it maybe half an hour in the car, but I remember it did last more, 5 hours and a little bit over, or around 5 hours. So yeah, the battery, I think it does last much longer than the Dwarf 2 battery, but still in the winter, I believe you want to go all night and image, you need also an external power bank to be sure it will not drop. Especially if you want to stay all night, I think definitely you will need also a power bank. So this is my thoughts about the battery, and I think it still can be optimized, the battery, through to software optimization. I think it can be optimized to perform better. Okay, my friends, so hope you enjoyed watching. Do subscribe if you're new. Check also the channel membership if you want to support the channel more and you want access to my astrophotography data, including smart telescope data like the Dwarf 2, like the Dwarf 3, C-Star S50, and also my other equipment or more expensive equipment like the 10-inch telescope and the cool astrophotography camera. I want to give big thanks again to all the channel subscribers. Not sure now if they are watching. I mean all the channel members, but big thanks. Maybe they will watch also this will watch the live stream after. So big thanks to all that joined today the live stream. It was nice chatting with you. It was nice sharing ideas and sharing my experience with the Dwarf 3. Thanks again for watching, and hope to see you soon in more astrophotography videos. I wish you to enjoy the Dwarf 3 if you already ordered. If not, check the affiliate link in the video description if you didn't order yet. And until next time, clear sky. Very nice bomb. So thanks for watching and staying from the beginning to the end. Was very nice. Nice to have you on the live stream. Okay, everyone. This is all for tonight. It's getting very late here, 1:36 a.m. We'll go check also if the sky is clear, and if it is, we'll probably test the Dwarf 3 a little bit more until I'll get some sleep. Okay, good night everyone, and clear sky. Good night, Wesley. Good night, veteran. Good night, Bome. Sorry, I cannot pronounce all the name. And good night, everyone. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.